So I'm Ethan. I'm going to be talking, or my podcast is going to be, well, my whole pitch is around political diversity, specifically going over class, race, culture, sex and gender, as I feel like this is quite underrepresented in the parliamentary system, is quite heavy, it's male dominated or white British dominated nowadays, and I think speaking about this is an important thing for people to understand, and especially people of a younger generation to understand, as it affects a lot about people's futures and what we're going to be doing going forward. And I think it's important that our leaders have that sort of diversity so we can learn from them. So yeah, I want to do an audio interview with two political figures. So I've got an interview planned with Terry Jeremy, who is an openly gay member of Parliament in South West Norfolk. As well as that, I'd like to get a Tory councillor by the name of Mark Robbins in, who's was formerly a Tory councillor in Thetford and former mayor. I'd like to have them to sort of have a educational debate and talk on their views and what they think about diversity and how important of a question it is. And I think it's specifically important that we hear from openly gay people who can talk about their experiences as being, quite frankly, different from the norm of British politics. I'll be doing primary research via my Vox Pops and interviews in Bury to understand if people actually feel represented by their local MPs. As well as this, I feel like it'd be a waste for me to just be speaking to Terry about diversity, so I'm going to touch on other areas as well, as I think it's important to do that because it's a very big opportunity to be doing that. So yeah, my primary research, I want to do polls, just getting information from all sorts of people from different walks of life. So whether or not they're older people, by going out in town and talking about or asking them about if they feel represented, and then talk about going to younger people as well. So I sort of get that spread of different views and opinions. And my secondary research is going to be from polls and other information from online. So like polls and just general interviews with people. So that's what I'd like to do for that. So like I said, I'm going to be interviewing two councillors, two of opposition preferably. Like I said, I aim to achieve an intellectual debate regarding topics that affect communities and people, diverse communities, and how they think that diversity can have an effect and make a change in the local area. As well as that, I'm aiming to be done by hopefully the end of November. I've got interviews scheduled between the 15th and the 18th with Terry Jeremy. I'm just waiting to hear back from him now. And I need to sort out my opposition debate, but I have sent emails out and am hopefully trying to get that done. So ethically, I'm going to be putting careful and considerate research into my questions, giving everybody a fair and equal opportunity to speak and talk about their experiences and what they think, as it's an intellectual debate. But I don't want it to just be an intellectual debate where people feel like they don't understand what I'm talking about. It's for all sorts of people from younger generations so that they get a full grasp of politics and political diversity in the UK. I'll be using copyright-free music and images so I don't breach any infringements. So for me, what could go wrong? So if it's technical issues, so if my cameras don't record or I have audio issues, if guests don't turn up, meaning I have to reschedule or find other guests, things that are said that could be found offensive or out of line, which means I then have to cut the audio or footage. I think that's it. Well, it is very quick.
I know Kitty's interested in political stuff. I don't know if you've got any questions or, sorry, put you on the spot, feedback for you.
I thought it was good, yeah.
Yeah, because you were sort of looking at similar, weren't you? So, yeah, it'd be good to see the differences in your projects. How many are the rest of you in the room? Are any of you interested in politics? Yeah, no. Just so, I think it's really important. What I really liked about your picture at the beginning is you gave a really valid reason why you had chosen to do what you were doing, and you're obviously really passionate about politics and young people being involved, and you're absolutely right. And you're really pissed off about Trumpy at the moment, aren't you?
Him and me and Joseph, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, it's like the whole Brexit thing. Uneducated voters basically, sorry I'm going to swear, fuck up the country. And you lot are going to have to vote in the future. And even by not voting, you are voting. How old can you be to vote? You're 18 now. Yeah, so how old are you? 16? 17 this year? Yeah? Okay, so how old are you, Amelia?
16. 18.
So you can vote.
18.
Yeah. Yeah, so you 3 and you this year. How old are you, Joe? Right, so if you don't vote, by not voting, you are basically saying that you're happy that whoever's in can stay in. That's how it works, isn't it, basically, Ethan?
It is.
By not voting, you're saying I'm happy with how it is. So it's really important you know what you're doing, and you don't just go, oh, well, my dad's always voted Labour, so I'm going to vote Labour or whatever. I'm not saying don't vote Labour, but I'm just saying you really need to know. So I think your point of saying, like, you know, young people need to understand all of this is really, really good. And to have 3 of you doing political projects is awesome. And that's the most we've ever had in one year group, and totally right. And the Trumpies, they're just, did you listen to the campaign?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that I listen to Radio X in the morning, Chris Morris is very funny. He's saying, like, what's the name of the lady?
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, Harris. So her song's all about strong women and independence, and his is YMCA, which is basically the cheapest hostel you can stay in, that he keeps playing at the end, and you're like, why? What relevance is that to being a leader? It's crazy. But no, your reasoning was really good, and I think it's really important that everybody's, you know, becomes educated in all of this. So you've got a job out there, you lot, to make sure that at least this group is educated. Hang on, and don't disappear from at the front.
Oh, I see that.
Capital I's, capital N for November. Go up the front of us, it's filming the other thing. Did Robin say yes yet? Have you not heard from him?
Who?
Robin, is it Robin?
Robin.
Who was your 2 people?
Mark Robinson.
Mark Robinson, okay. Did Mark say yes?
I haven't heard from him yet, but I'll hear from him at some point.
Okay, because obviously you need to, the hardest thing you're going to get is booking 2 professional people in on the same day.
I mean, my main focus is Terry Jeremy.
Are you looking though, so if you can't have them on the same day, which is a dangerous call,
Yeah, I know, but
to
I think
sit
it'd
them
be
in
good
front
for
of
him,
each
yeah.
other, well I think you could probably handle it because it will end up
Oh yeah.
getting off diversity, and they'll see it as a platform to do a political campaign.
Well, I'd rather with that than.
Yeah, no, I agree, I think it'd be fun, but it's going to be harder to organise with 2 people. So, no, but I just mean their calendars are going to be harder to organise because they're going to be busy. So worst case scenario is come all the way back to the coat, Alex.
Yeah, sorry, it was cold.
That looks like they're sneaking off early to me. Love words. So they're just their calendars. So worst case scenarios you might have to do.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
It'd be
Yeah,
good
it
to
would
do
be.
a bit of a debate, yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, well done. Yeah, good. I think you got most of it in there, but I like the reasoning at the beginning. I thought it was very good. Oh yeah, you haven't actually done any research yet that you've shown in there.
Oh.
It's like what I am.
Yeah, it's alright.
Can you press stop?
Yeah,
on
it's
that?
just button, is it? The red one.
If you wiggle the mouse, it should come up.